Welcome to day 13 of the Radio Free Skaro Fluid Links Advent Calendar for 2022. Today's question comes from Anton Binder Magic on Twitter. Asks, in your opinion, which is better, a doctor who knows everything, i.e. identifies every alien, claims to have snogged every historical figure, or a doctor who is discovering stuff as they go along? Knowledgeable doctor or non-knowledgeable doctor?
I think they both suck.
Wow. Explain, please, Chris.
Well, yeah. Go leading off there, Chris, from the top rope. Go on.
They both have undesirable elements. Because, I mean, the know-it-all... there was an interview with RTD a little while ago saying, with him saying something along the lines of, you don't want the doctor walking in and knowing everything because then nothing interesting would happen because, everything is already known and the mystery or whatever would be solved right away.
Right.
So that's not fun. But by the same token, you don't want the doctor knowing nothing.
Right.
Because then how much of the story time gets wasted, discovering this or that. So I think you need a mix. And that's usually how the character's written is they go in there knowing, oh, this is planet XYZ and the inhabitants have characteristics A, B, and C.
Right.
But they don't know everything and they can discover, whatever needs discovering to fit the plot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to start this off by saying I'm a hypocrite because the 11th Doctor is one of my favorites and he's a real know-all. But the 7th Doctor, the main problem I have with the era is how damn smug he is about how he knows everything. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw Remembrance of the Daleks, and I thought, the battle scenes are pretty cool because that's what I was watching for in those days. But I remember just being annoyed, going like, he just knows everything. Like he's setting everything up and he's not surprised by anything and, oh, yeah, this is going to happen. It kind of reminds me of, if I can dump on newer Star Trek, how... Captain Kirk in the movie, that 2009 movie, when he's like, oh, we get to see the legendary Kobayashi test. And he's like treating it as if like, oh yeah, he's like, you could tell he's cheating on the test because he knows everything. And he's not even like holding his cards. And that's how it kind of made me feel sometimes a little bit watching Remembers the Daleks, thinking, well, he's surprised by nothing. And it just feels like he's orchestrating the whole thing, which is kind of dumb.
Otherwise, good story, but yeah.
Otherwise, good story. One of my favorite Matt Smith moments is in A Christmas Carol when they go on the planet and they see like the little fish in the air and stuff. Fish. I know that's new. I love new planets, is what he said, and he just said it with a nice little bit of childhood wonder. And he's never seen that before, and we have never seen it before. And it often a way when the Doctor is like, experiencing something that's very strange for the first time that we all should be laughing at. Like a fish swimming in the air or a frog on a chair, which rhymes, because the Doctor is reacting to it as if like this is a strange thing, it makes us okay to think it's strange as well. Whereas if like the Doctor is going, oh, of course swimmer fishing in the air, just like, well, that's a bit silly, Even the way the Doctor sort of says, the moon's an egg. And he's sort of laughing, it's kind of like, isn't that weird? It's a bit dumb, and it's kind of softens the blow when we find out that the moon is an egg at the end of Kill the Moon. Yeah. But no, I don't like it when he's too much of a know-it-all, because I kind of like to learn along with him. It's kind of like Columbo in a way, really. Columbo doesn't know the crime, apparently. I've never seen an episode of Columbo, but I've had enough people describe them to me that the crime happens and the audience sees it, and then it's up to us to watch Columbo stumble through the details. And I kind of like that aspect of Doctor Who, actually, is sort of like, we sort of see what's going on, but we have to watch him stumble through it. So, so are they both good, or as Chris says, they both suck. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Well, you think of something like Terror of the Vervoids. If the Doctor knows everything already, it's not that great of a story to begin with, but imagine how much worse it would be if the Doctor had, knew everything without having to go through the Agatha Christie motif.
You're talking about on the actual spaceship or like in the trial and stuff as he's watching?
On the spaceship. Yeah.
Because I was thinking if he didn't know what was happening when he's in the trial room, he's got an idiot for a lawyer because he's thinking here's some evidence that's new to me as well.
There's a lot of stuff he doesn't know about in the trial.
That's his future, so he's never seen this before.
Yeah.
Well, he's reviewed it though. That's the thing. You would have thought that they got a viewing copy or something before he went.
He got a screener. Yeah,
got a screener copy.
Do not speak of this.
There's it's off air copy, like a Marcel Camargo version of his adventure on the Hyperion 3, and there's the visual effects haven't been completed yet and stuff. But he's like, well, okay, I'd like to submit to evidence. Now, I understand that there's only temp effects on this, but
10th gen VHS fan copy somehow from the future,
produced by Loose Cannon.